Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Munce Report as we wrap up what's been a huge Magic Millions week and look ahead to this weekend's racing. Trainer Chris Munce is back into his regular routine at Eagle Farm after what's been a really busy Magic Millions period. And welcome, mate. Let's start with the sale. Huge sale. The bidding was fierce. Competition was strong, but you managed to bring home a really nice crop of yearlings with the help of bloodstock agent Arthur Hoyer and also some support from other clients.
Yeah, Adam, it was a very strong sale, as everybody's well aware. The prices were up markedly, and we had to really do our homework and do our due diligence, so to speak, to try and source good value. We obviously the ammunition to be buying $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 yearlings wasn't there, so we really had to do a lot of homework, and it was a lot of toing and froing with horses, putting them on the list, taking them off, or taking them off and putting them back on. It was a lot of toing and froing in that sense of the word. But I think we've bought very well. I think we've shopped smart, and I think we've got very good value for money.
Yeah, well done there. You certainly have, and I guess there's sort of a wide array of yearlings, different sort of pedigrees and price points as well. And as we said, so you've got several privately bought horses coming to the stable, but those that are still ownership opportunities available. Let's just touch on them. The Lean Mean Machine filly we mentioned last week. She's all sold, so well done to everyone that's joined in the ownership there. Then you moved on to the second purchase was a Capitalist filly out of Purple Stiletto, and obviously Capitalist took all before him last season as champion first season side, didn't he?
Well, he did, and she's a lovely filly. Very, very kind filly, but she's got that little bit of athleticism about her. She's quite light on her feet and good bones underneath her and that sort of thing. So I'm pretty confident that this filly should be able to sort of get going a bit, because she just seems to have the right sort of attributes to warrant it.
And a bit of a warning, she's a bit of a cuddler. We got some vision of you having a nice old cuddler with her. So if anyone does like a cuddler, she's the one for them.
Yeah, on my word, she's a smooch. But that's obviously she's been well brought up, well looked after, and well cared for. So I never have a problem when they're like that. You'd rather have them a bit kind and happy than not.
Yeah, for sure. No, so very good. We then move over to the Shooting to Win colt out of Slots, and you've obviously had a lot of success with the progeny of Shooting to Win, the likes of Centerfire, who's was very nearly stakes placed not long ago, a few weeks back, and also Shooting Roses, among others.
Yeah, well, that's right. And this guy, he was he just sort of struck me when he walked out of his box. He was pretty much ready to go. He had a good bit of strength about him. You could have put a saddle on his back straight away there and then at the sales. He comes from a very good farm in Torryburn stud, and it was just something about him. I just felt that he was a horse that's pretty much ready-made and ready to go.
Yeah, well, he's a lovely looking chestnut, isn't he? Really nice athletic sort of looking fellow. And then the final purchase that's available for the ownership group was a Spirit of Boom colt from Raheen. He's cutest, so it doesn't get any more Queensland than that. And looking to follow in the footsteps of some of the other progeny of Spirit of Boom that you've had great success with, Boom Sarah and more recently Boom Nova.
Yeah, well, what struck me about him was his actual body shape. He, to me, was just a ball of muscle. Probably not your typical Spirit of Boom, I've got to say, but I mean, he was a very strong back end on him where the power comes from, and his body, he had abs on him like what's that music bloke, Peter Andre. He had abs on him like him, and had a nice long rein on him. He's just something about that guy that I really thought he was a bit of a sex machine when he walked out of his box. So look, I was very happy to be able to get him for 100,000, particularly the fact that he's got cutest eligible there alongside his name as well.
Very good. Well, if that doesn't sell him, I don't know what will. For those of our younger audience, just Google Peter Andre. You'll know who Chris is talking about. But you'll get the vibe once you see the film clip for Mysterious Girl. I think it was, wasn't it?
That's the one. Yeah, you know your music well, Adam.
A couple of parties over the years where that's been playing, mate. But very good. Well, they're a great crop of yearlings. As we said, a bit of variety there in the pedigrees too. So there's something for everyone. there's been lots of interest already just off the back of what's been put out on social media and what's available on your website. So if anyone does want to get in, admin at Munce Racing for further inquiries or to register interest. And yeah, I'd recommend getting in quickly there. Magic Millions on the racing front, mate, before we turn our attention to more pressing matters this weekend. But Boom Nova, what a massive run to finish second in the Magic Millions cutest race. She picked up $180,000 for her connections, which takes her overall prize money to $374,000 after just 11 starts.
Yeah, I was so proud of her. I mean, she backed up from a hard run the week before on the heavy track. And I think that's where I made the mistake. I always was of belief that she could handle the heavy. But obviously the way that she went 2 weeks ago, that's the only reason I can put down the fact that she didn't race up to standards, because she certainly turned it around last weekend and was gallant in defeat. And I still thought she was going to win the race 100 metres out, 50 metres out, 20 metres out. So, no, I was super proud of her effort, and just congratulations to all the owners for having the faith to roll the dice and go the second weekend with her.
No, well played to everyone, and well ridden, Boris. And I guess the other thing is just not only just a brave performance, but it's exciting times for this ownership group, isn't it? Because, you know, the sort of field that she was up against and the fact that she's still lightly raced, you know, it's all ahead of her.
Well, it is, you know, and she's a beautiful mare. She, for the first time in her life, she's actually quite 100% sound. So she'll have a bit of a freshen up. She won't race for probably about a month, but she certainly won't be going for a spell or anything like that. We'll just space her runs and keep her in the stable and look after her. And I'm sure that she'll more than pay her way in the coming months.
Yeah, well, she already has, hasn't she? She was a $100,000 purchase, and as we mentioned, prize money well up over $370,000. So a great ride already for connections, and it looks to continue. On the other side of things, obviously didn't go to plan with Rhapsody Rose in the 3-year-old Guineas, and she's off for a well-deserved spell now. Yeah, well, I just had, all I can put that down to is that she was over the top. You know, like sometimes horses, they do everything right for you back in the stable and on the track, which she was doing, and she looked fantastic. And I actually thought by her standards she didn't parade too bad. She was still a little bit hot, but, you know, she wasn't certainly on her worst behaviour. I thought she was relatively well behaved. Got a little bit excited behind the barriers, which she can tend to do. But, yeah, she's gone to the paddock now. She can have a nice rest, and we'll just focus on a few races over the winter there and try and get a bit more black type alongside her name. Yeah, fair enough. Well, same applies there. I guess, you know, she's had a great run already, and plenty more in store, no doubt. So let's move on to the winners. There's been a couple of winners in amongst all the Magic Millions action. For those that didn't see, Northern Woods saluted last week to make it second win for him. Yeah, well, he done a great job. He's been in work a while, but it was nice to get him out to a race where he could get a bit of confidence, get a win under his belt. He was very well ridden by Zach Lloyd, particularly Kilcoy being a tight little track. He was patient on him and just got him into the clear at the right time, and he was able to wear down the leader that had a pretty soft time of it. So, no, it was just good confidence-building win for him. Yeah, well-deserved win for him and connections. And then also in the same boat, a well-deserved win for Valley of Dreams, who had been knocking on the door, was potentially unlucky at a couple of her previous runs, but she broke through for her first win this preparation. Yeah, it was, and there again, you're right. She was given a good ride by Mark and was able to get the job done for her. She had a tight run to take on the corner, but she won easily. And she's another one now that she's broken through. I'm sure it'll do her confidence a world of good. And it's just nice to try and find another metropolitan race for her to particularly over a mile, 2,000 metres, and to get her to win. Yeah, that seems to be her sort of pet distance when she gets, you know, fit racing and up to this sort of trip. I think so. Yeah, you know, like she's a Falvalon, which we sometimes I tend to forget she's a Falvalon. I mean, she looks more like a staying type as a Bealfield or something like that. But I think at some point the pedigree there may come into play. But look, right at what we're seeing at the moment, a mile, 1,800, I've got no problems with. I think she runs it out quite strong. Very good there. All right, well, let's move on to this weekend's action. A little quieter in comparison to how it's been over the last couple of weeks in the lead into the big Magic Millions period. Doomben Saturday, Jetty flies the flag for the Strong Bloodstock team in a Class 6 plate over the 1350 metres, and he's won 2 of his last 3. And I guess, but stepping up here, so it's probably his toughest test today.
Yeah, well, he's drawn a little bit awkward, so I've still got to see what this weather does over the next few days as to whether we run him or not. He really wasn't at his best on the heavy the other last start. He tried. He certainly raced very well. And I think the horse is going good too. So it's quite a strong Class 6, and he's eligible for races a lot easier than that. But I mean, he's just very hard to find a race for at this current moment. So we're probably this stage still leaning to going around, but if the track was too heavy, I would recommend we wait for another day.
Okay, sure. So yeah, there has been a bit of rain around, and at the current point, recording on Thursday, it's a soft 5. So kind of keep an eye on the skies there, but good luck to everyone involved with Jetty if he does go around. And the other runner for the weekend on Sunday at the Sunshine Coast is Like a Lark, who lines up for start number 2 here in a cutest 2-year-old maiden over the 1300. And he was a good run on the heavy first start.
Yeah, he's a really nice horse, this guy. I think he's probably he doesn't look like a staying type horse, body shape. He looks more like a sprinting type horse. But when you gallop him and watch him race, he's certainly a horse, in my opinion, that's going to be best suited when he can find his feet, get back and run on over a mile. So 1300, I've got no worries with at all. I'm sure he'll run that out very strong. He did race very well for Wigo first up. So I'm confident he's going to take a lot of improvement from that into his second start.
Okay, well, it sounds like a promising little assignment for Like a Lark there, and hoping for improvement off the back of his first up run. So good luck to Connections there into his second start. So that's the wrap for the week, mate. Lots happening, breeding, racing, some exciting horses coming into the stable. So exciting times ahead, and good luck to everyone over the weekend.
Good on you, Adam. Thanks very much.